Hello, this is Mr. Chabry, and if you remember last time, I said we're going to go over some Pokemon VGC 2019 statistics. So that's what we're going to do right now. Um, so with that out of the way, this is actually going to be statistics for the Sun series, but some of this usage could come in handy for the Ultra series. The only difference is no Megas or Z moves or Primals, but I do believe the actual statistics aren't going to change that much. There might be a few changes here or there, but I think this is actually going to be very helpful, especially with the next competition coming up. If you like this, give it a thumbs up. And with that out of the way, let's actually look at these Pokemon. Number one in usage right now is Kyogre with 55%. This isn't surprising to me. Kyogre was actually the most used legendary in 2019, and here it is again, or 2016 rather, and here it is again in 2019 making a big comeback. So this thing is a special attacker, specially defensive. It takes hits, it's hard. Move wise, it usually has Ice Beam, Water Spout, Thunder, Origin Pulse, protects. Here's like the top used moves. Icy Wind makes a lot of sense. Hydro Pump, Thunderbolt, Surf, Psych Up. I like Psych Up. That's actually really cool. Muddy Water. So Muddy Water actually sounds really cool too. And like lower accuracy. Item Scarf, that makes sense with this Water Spout. Eruption Water Spout users, you want to have them outspeed things. Teammates are usually Incineroar, Coco, Lele, Ludicolo. Ludicolo gets a nice boost. Ferrothorn, fire types aren't going to touch it. Necrozma Duskmane, that actually works very well too since it's a Steel type. Raichu, which of course was also in the 2016 World Champion team, Raichu and Kyogre. And Hitmontop was on his team too, so this is actually pretty interesting that those two are here with Kyogre. People are trying to use that set. And then Sarina is here. That's actually pretty cool. And we got Eevee spreads too, so yeah, most of them are modest max speed and attack. Yeah, that's actually really cool that they've got all the statistics here. But yeah, Kyogre is the number one. Number two is actually Incineroar. Incineroar making a comeback from last year. I mean, Intimidate's really good. I do wonder how useful it is with Kyogre being the first. It's actually interesting that Kyogre is number one, and then Incineroar, a Pokemon that's really going to have a hard time facing down Kyogre, is right there behind it. But most time, opponents or people that have Incineroar will have a Kyogre, Xerneas, Coco, Mungus, Lunala is making an appearance here. But yeah, this thing usually has Fake Out, which isn't surprising. Flare Blitz, Knock Off, Turn. Also Snarl, Protect, Roar, Low Kick, Darkest Lariat, Taunt, Snatch, and Bulldoze. Snatch is actually really cool. I got to see Snatch used really well in the 2018 World Championships. So that actually makes a lot of sense. It's really cool. You can like steal someone's stat boost. Assault Vest, of course, number one. Biggie Berry, Guava, all these pinch berries are up there. And then Pasho, I think that's the water type reducing berry. So that's really good. The number three, and this is also number two legendary, is Xerneas. This is a bigger drop. It's still a huge number of people using it, but it's a big drop from 50. So yeah. Kyogre and Incineroar, I feel like Sun Series are going to be on, half of the teams actually. But Xerneas is going to be on a lot of teams too, and there's a good reason. It gets the Power Herb. If you give it the Power Herb, rather, it can go Geomancy turn 1. Going to boost its speed, special defense, special attack. Going to be very powerful, take a lot of hits. And then Psych Up on Kyogre actually makes a lot of sense with that. Because you can just psych up Xerneas' stat boost. I do really like that idea. That is awesome. But yeah, Geomancy Protect, Moonblast, Dazzling Gleam, Hidden Power Fire, which is actually pretty interesting. Like it's only fire type move that it can get, and it's up here like a top 6. Thunder, Thunderbolt, Focus Blast, Grass Knot, Psyshock, Psychic, Flash Cannon, Substitute, Hidden Power Ground. But yeah, teammates, the same stuff. I do want to see what Lunala does. Lunala is an interesting Pokemon to me because it's one of those newer Pokemon we haven't seen much in competitive play here in VGC. So I'm kind of interested of what it does. We might come across it. But yep, the next one is Tapu Koko. Tapu Koko coming back. It was the most used Pokemon in 2017, and it's making a comeback. It's 34%. That means a third of everyone you battle is going to probably have a Koko right at this moment. But yeah, we got the usual suspects: Volt Switch, Dazzling Gleam, Thunderbolt, Protect. Also get Thunder, Electro, Web, Sky Drop, Nature's Madness, Taunt, Wall Charge, Grass Knot, U-Turn, Discharge, Empower Ice, and Fire. Brave Bird, Light Screen, Reflect, Iron Head. Iron Head's interesting. Maybe for Xerneas. That's the only thing I could see it for. Yeah, the usual teams here. We do have Sarina showing up here again, which is pretty cool. Yeah, let's look at Tapu Lele here, right beneath Tapu Koko. Tapu Lele gets really good ability. Psychic Surge, so you don't have to worry about Fake Out. I do like that. Moonblast, Psychic, Protect, Psyshock, Dazzling Gleam, Taunt, Shadow Ball, Empower Fire, Ally Switch, which actually works very well. Of course, if a Kyogre goes Water Spout, it's not going to help. Thunderbolt, Focus Blast, Energy Ball, Nature's Madness, Grass Knot, Psych Up, Thunder, Calm Mind, Psych Up, probably to get boost from Xerneas. I do like these Psych Up users appearing. That's actually really cool. Of course, Scarf. But yeah, this one's probably got more of different spreads as it does. Yeah, Calm, Timid, Modest. Next one is Kartana. Kartana is honestly, with Kyogre being the #1 used Pokemon, I do see Kartana being used a lot. Koko, of course, too, but Kartana is also really good here. Focus Sash, so it can live one or attack. So I think that's really nice to use. It hits Kyogre hard. Kyogre is especially defensive Pokemon, but it's got horrible. It's got okay defense, but that's its weak side. And 181 attack is going to destroy it. We got Leaf Blade, Smart Strike. Yeah, there's not much weird looking at this. X Scissors kind of odd, but everything else is stuff that you see quite often on Kartana. Yeah, Jolly Adamant. Yeah, of course it's going to be Jolly or Adamant. Next is, okay, so this one's kind of interesting. It's one of the new Pokemon this is their first rodeo, so I'm interested in what this Pokemon ends up doing in this, new format. We have Necrozma, Dusk, Main, and looking at this, Sunsteel Strike, Photon Geyser, it's a Trick Room setter with Weakness Policy. Interesting. Most of the time it's Brave, so it's going to get a reduction in that speed and get a nice boost in attack, I do believe. But yeah, put some HP there. Relax is going to get a boost in defense. So yeah, this is like a Trick Room Pokemon here, which I really like that. I'm wondering if this might end up being the best Trick Roomer looking at this. Because it's actually got some decent bulk to take hits. 109 special defense, 127 defense. That's actually really good bulk. It's not Cresselia crazy levels, but this thing, not only can it take hits, it's got 157 attack. After that Trick Room, it's going to completely demolish things. I do really like this one here. Also gets Autonomanize too, so if you want more of a speedy Pokemon, you can. Also Rock Polish. Ally Switch with this one too. So yeah, this thing's awesome. And Weakness Policy is interesting, so I like that. Amoonguss, right here. It benefits from Kyogre, which right here in its most used teammate section. We've seen so many Amoongusses, it's not going to do anything, surprising. We all know what it does. It comes in, takes hits, spores things to sleep. Actually, Spore is almost 100% on these Pokemon. Ferrothorn is beneath that. Right now, we're getting into the Pokemon that's not as common. There's some decent commonness to them. Yeah, Ferrothorn. Everyone knows what Ferrothorn does. It gets help from Kyogre as well. So I want to look at Yveltal, actually. This thing gets some interesting stuff. It gets Sucker Punch, which it's stab, so 131 attack. Punch is actually really good on it. Knockoff is good. Protect, of course. Tailwind, Oblivion Wing to heal up. I do like Tailwind though. Snarl, it's actually a good Snarl user because it has special attack. Um, Roost, Heat Wave, Hurricane. It gets Hurricane. Wow. Skydrop actually looks pretty good, and Rock Slide. Not the fastest, but it can do some stuff with that. I see Dark Glasses here. That's pretty cool. It's usually a physical set. Yeah, just barely more. Next is Ludicolo. It does what Ludicolo does. We all know what it does. It gets boosted by that rain, and it's almost always on a team with Kyogre. Next will be Groudon. So let's actually check out Groudon here. I mean, Groudon's really cool here. It's the Drought, Adamant. I see a lot of Brave ones here too. That way, it's Weather will activate after Kyogre, so it's the one that's going to be on the field. Thunder Punch for Kyogre too, so that's cool. But yeah, since this is the Sun series, you're not going to have primals. So, yeah, it's not going to do anything. But with the competition, you will have primals. So I do think Groudon's going to get more usage in the actual competition that we're planning out. Here's Solgaleo, which is a Pokemon that's interesting because this is its first rodeo as well. I see most of them are weakness policy sets. So basically almost the same thing as Necrozma, only without the Trick Room aspect. I guess Trick Room too then. Yeah, I do think Necrozma, yeah, looking at this, Necrozma is probably the better choice because it's got more bulk to it and more attacking prowess. This thing does have better HP, but you get better defense and special defense on the other, so it's and you get a better speed stat for a Trick Roomer. So I do think Necrozma is better than Solgaleo here as Trick Roomer. And we get Lando. Everyone knows what Lando does. I don't have to look at that. Hitmontop, it gets Intimidate. Basically does, it gets, people have been giving a eject button, cool. But yeah, this is actually an interesting Pokemon. Mach Punch looks pretty good. Quick Guard. If it got Wide Guard, does it get Wide Guard? Yes, it does. So Wide Guard is actually really good here because you got a lot of, Precipice Plays, Origin Pulses, Water Spouts. I do see Wide Guard making a lot of usage. Raichu, Nuzzle, Encore, Fake Out are the most used moves here. Tapu Fini does what Tapu Fini does. The last few, I think, are just pretty easily. You just look at them and say, yeah, and we've seen them enough to know what they really do. You don't have to go into much detail. I want to look at Ho-Oh down here. So, Ho-Oh is one that didn't really do much in 2016, but maybe it'll do a little bit better here. Way down here on the list, though. So, I don't know exactly what it does. It's got a weird red here as the #1 use. I don't know exactly what that's going to do for it. But it gets Tailwind, Brave Bird. I don't think you can't use the Regenerator one here, but you can use Pressure, and that might help out on some things. You get Recover and Roost. Interesting. It's actually really cool. Gastrodon, Whimsicott. Mewtwo is up here at 5% usage. We're actually in the lower section, and I think that's probably where we're going to end it with Mewtwo. Just because there's like so many. I might glance at key Pokemon that I just want to look at. Pokemon that hasn't really have a chance at a rodeo as of yet. Check those out. So here we have Mewtwo, Side Strike, Protect. Of course, no Megas. But in the actual competition, there probably will be. But you can use Megas, but I don't think Mewtwo is going to be that common Mega. Let's go and look at key Pokemon now. Lunala, this is its first rodeo as well. Seems like most people are using it for Tailwind, Psyshock, Moongeist Beam. It's like a Specs attacker. I do see Sarina doing pretty well here because it's a pretty good Pokemon to stop Fake Out. Let's scroll down to key Pokemon. We have a Lugia here. It looks like it just Calm Minds mainly. Of course, Clefairy is pretty cool. It gets that nice ability well, what's it called? Friend Guard, where it boosts your Pokemon's defense. Palkia is down here. It looks like it's just a special attacker. Zekrom is a physical attacker down here. Kyurem looks like a special attacker. Okay, Zygarde. I'm actually interested in Zygarde. Is this the Power Construct? So this is one that I'm actually interested in seeing more of. Just because this is basically its first rodeo where it has its complete form. 2016 it didn't have access to that, but here it does. So I'm interested in seeing how well it does in this competition. But I think that's actually all of them that I really wanted to look at, because the rest of them are just so low, you're not really going to see them maybe at all right now. But like I said, this is like early usage stats, so whenever you make your team, plan to face down Kyogres and Incineroars. Of course, this is Sun Series, but I do think this could be pretty easy to convert over to the Ultra Series, because a lot of these Pokemon might still be huge in that series. So if you like this, give it a thumbs up, subscribe. I will see you in the next Pokemon video.